G'day, I'm Daniel and I paint 3D printed geeky shit. Today we're doing a Jurassic Park model from Sanix. Basically, a T-Rex on a wrecked Jeep because apparently dinosaurs like to crush cars. First off, full disclosure, I'm no Blender wizard. I open this program and instantly feel like I've been trapped in a raptor cage. Tabs everywhere, hotkeys disappearing into the void, menus that hide like they're in witness protection. For me, it's a nightmare. And if it doesn't work, my brain goes into a full meltdown. Technology is a cruel beast. I will put my plugins on screen so you can admire them or fear them like I do. Honestly, I have no idea what most of them do, but I'm pretty sure a couple of them at least are important. So anyway, we'll go up to File, Import, and we'll choose the files that we want to import. I choose all of the files for the model so that I can slowly piece it together inside of Blender. Now, lining up all the parts is painfully slow. When the pieces arrive in a jumbled mess, it's like a 3D puzzle designed by someone who hates you. Do I wish there was a snap to fit button? Absolutely. Has it ever worked for me? No. My Blender knowledge is basically duct tape and hope, so I love it when they actually show up like this. Once the parts are vaguely lined up, I add pins to strengthen the joints. Shift+A, choose mesh, cylinder. Then I size it according to the part. For me, I have pins ranging from 0.7mm through to 5.5mm. Once I've chosen my pin side, I hide the keyhole side and line up my pin. Angle it as needed and duplicate with Shift D. I right click it to keep it in place. And then the magic. Control Alt minus, dig a hole for the pin. Then hide your peg part and unhide your key part. Control Alt minus, and now you have a lined up hole. You can now do this for every joint. Why bother? Well, there's 3 reasons: strength, alignment, and wait for it, gravity. Gravity is a bitch, and resin parts have no chill. Just check out what happened to my Deathstroke model. Done properly, pins save you from your model face planting off the shelf in a fit of betrayal. But now we have to make the parts manifold. We'll go to the 3D print tab, click make manifold and pray for all zeros. Not zero? Smash the button again. We'll export it as an STL to a fresh folder. You don't want to mix this with the original chaos. Slicing time. I'm using Chitubox Basic. So I hollow out the big parts, hello pin sheaths for more glue surface area. And add drain holes so resin doesn't get trapped inside. I learned this the hard way. This is also the Deathstroke model. Position the parts on the build plate carefully. I use auto support and tweak manually. Between the auto supports and my tweaks, it's almost like there is one fully capable operator. Once I've printed, it's IPA bath time. First I use a dirty bath, then a clean one. Then I go full spa mode, ultrasonic cleaner with simple green for 5 minutes. I rinse off the simple green, then it goes into a water for 3 to 5 minutes of curing. Why water? Well, less oxygen, better curing. UV light still gets in. Science stuff I am way too lazy to fully explain. But don't expect the insides of hollow parts to magically cure, that doesn't happen. Post-processing starts with easy bits. Flames, logos, small details. Just trying to get rid of the support marks, make them clean. Then comes the bigger parts and their support marks. Careful here, I want detail, not an abstract sculpture. I use everything. A Dremel, diamond bits, sanding sponges, sandpaper, knives, files, even a cheese grater if I feel adventurous. Now it's time to assemble. First, I glue my pins in place for strength. Then 5-minute epoxy for the joints with a dab of CA glue on the pin ends, and they will hold the parts together as it's drying. Put them together. Any gaps that are left over once the glue is dried is filled with wood filler. I use a damp cloth to clean the still wet filler away. Once it's dry, I sand lightly and spray an automotive primer filler and just keep repeating this until the model behaves. While the primer dries, I continue sanding and filling other parts. Once dry, I check my gaps again, touch up with any wood filler, and now the giant gobbler is ready for dusting off and full priming. Before I leave you, thanks for watching. If this helped at all, hit that like button, subscribe, or share it with your friends. Otherwise, Rexy here might come knocking on your Jeep. And don't forget, watch the painting video to see this beast come alive.